Here you go right here. We got Crime and Law CGA. Let's take you to Strags. Apparently, we are in, what city is this? We have a woman that is charged with beating her 70-year-old grandmother with a brick and bragged about it on social media. What race do you think she is? All right, here it is right here.
We allegedly have this individual beating a 70-plus-year-old woman, allegedly with a brick. And we can see the injuries that that individual ended up sustaining. At least the way I read it, we have facial injuries, including a black eye, swelling to her face, and bruising on her lip, as well as difficulty breathing.
These the women y'all want me to save, huh? Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, Michigan.
We have allegations of this defendant as well as another defendant, and the other defendant being charged with that discharge of a firearm because allegedly she was shooting her gun at this individual's house while people occupied that house, including children. It all has to stem from the complaining witness's granddaughter giving out somebody's telephone number. And so, you know, to kind of summarize this, we have this defendant, another individual going to the house, another individual allegedly shooting up that house. This
man, she looks unbothered. See, that's what scares me, bro. She looks unbothered. They're reading her the riot act. They're reading her charges that could put her in jail for 200 years, and she ain't batting an eyelash. Like, that's how broken some of these strags are. That's how broken some of these strags are. And it don't even have to be a lot of strags. It could just be a few strags. Yeah, only a few bad apples spoil the bunch. She is unbothered, bruh. Goodness. Detroit, Michigan. Remind me not to go there to get 19-year-old girls. All right, this is crazy, bruh. All right, and we supposed to be scared of white women too, by the way. Look at her death. This is the 1,000 cock stare. She been definitely, Pookie gets it for free. This is who Pookie gets it from. She is unbothered.
This individual going up to the door and beating up grandma. And then leaving, only to subsequently come back. Those on her Instagram handle, she was bragging about beating up grandma. The offense.
Man, that's crazy. Beat her grandmama? Or is it her grandmother? Maybe not. It may be just a grandmother. Beat her with a brick. And she just sitting there like, all right, anyway, goodness gracious. I believe the children are the future. Crime and Law CGA. It's Tuesday. We have Gordita news. 5 feet tall, 135 pounds. As wide as she is tall. Gordita's in the news. And this Gordita, her name is Star Perez. She stabbed her husband because he was looking at other women during a fiesta.
Now I got to cut you.
How appropriate. How appropriate. She stabbed her husband.
Now I got to cut you.
Because he was looking at other gorditas. Not a surprise. Sounds like he was looking at 110-pound Latinas. All right. And she said, why are you looking at those slim, pretty feet women?
Now I got to cut you.
All right. Lord have mercy. All right. Not at the fiesta. Fiesta.
Now I got to
man,
cut
perhaps lose some weight, and your man ain't going to look at other women like that.
Now I got to cut you.
All right. Goodness. Is this San Antonio, Texas? It is San Antonio, Texas. I guarantee you it's San Antonio, Texas. All right. She looks like she's from San Antonio. It is San Antonio. Oh, my goodness. Yep, but he doesn't pay. Coach, I get punani for free. All right, and then he ends up stabbed.
Now I got to cut you.
All right, just like that. All right, you mess around with a gordita, you're liable to get the horns.
Now I got to cut you.
Fiesta. Siesta. All right, now all of a sudden, tequila. And then.
Now I got to cut you.
All right, gordita. Why you stabbing? Why they always stabbing people? Right? Why they always stabbing people? All right, ladies, gorditas, Latinas, chiquitas, crazy señoritas, mommy, mamacita, tequila, margarita. All right, why you always stabbing people? All right, what is it? You know what it is? They always have a knife in their hand. They're always cutting something up, chopping something, you know what I mean? Making guacamoles, tequilas, tecates. All right, they always stab it. And then they're going to stab you every week. All right, there it is right there. That's how I wake up. That's how they wake up right here. Latinas be like, There you go. Hi, Poppy. Cutting off your peni. Latinas be out here trying to cut you left and goddamn
Now I
right.
got to cut you.
All right, they always chopping up something. All right, making some goddamn pico de gallo, chopping up lemon and lime, chopping up chorizo, motherfucking carne asada, making chili con carne, arroz con pollo. All right, they always got a goddamn knife in their hand. Jesus Christ, man. Watch out.
Now I got to cut you.
Even if they look like a pretty señorita, always want to stab your ass. All right, Jesus.
Now I got to cut you.
This is crazy. Be careful with these ladies here. Careful with them. All right, we got more crime and law CGA. Here we go right here. Carnitas, tamales. All right, what do we got here? Kevin Garnett. Shout out to Kevin Garnett. Apparently, he's in trouble with his young mamacita. Well, it's a black woman. All right. Or it's a mulatto. All right, here we go right here. Kevin Garnett in a heated argument with this girlfriend. Kevin Garnett is a loose cannon. All right, he definitely be crashing out sometimes. And he's aggressive as it is. He talks aggressive. All right, he talks aggressive. He from Chicago, Illinois. Is he from Chicago? I think he's from South Carolina originally. He's probably a Geechee. All right, but he ended up moving up there to Chicago to go to Farragut Academy, getting drafted pretty high in the draft by the Minnesota Timberwolves right out of high school. All right, he kind of restarted the trend of high schoolers coming out of straight to the NBA. But he liable to crash out at any moment. And apparently, all right, he had a little girlfriend at his house. These former pro athletes out here just be wilding, man. It says NBA great Kevin Garnett responds to reports of domestic incident after girlfriend called the cops. Oh, my goodness. Bitches calling the cops on you, man. They be calling the cops on you left and right. The girlfriend of basketball Hall of Famer and NBA champion, king of the divorce great to kingdom come, Kevin Garnett phoned police over a domestic incident. This is according to TM Zizzle. Authorities told TM Zizzle that Garnett's partner, identified as Tari Chandelier. What the hell? Tari Chandelier? Is that her name? Or what? Right. We're going to look her up in a second. She dialed 911 around 2 a.m. on April 27th to report a domestic dispute between the couple at their L.A. area home. TM Zizzle does not specify what department was called, but the Daily Mail has reached out to the L.A. County Sheriff Department for confirmation. Furthermore, TM Zizzle was told by officers that Garnett was not on the premises when police arrived. Okay. And Chandelier refused medical aid when it was offered. Garnett was attempting to leave the resident to defuse the argument when he moved Chandelier out of the door. All right, that's the classic domestic violence. She stands in front of the door. You move her away from the door. She falls on the ground. I bonked my head and I hurt my finger. All right, that's what typically happens. Bullshit. And it says right here, sources familiar with the situation told TM Zizzle. Beyond that, there's no further physical altercations. But on Sunday, the couple released a statement expressing regret over the incident, saying the police shouldn't have been called. But you're messing with a strag, and she called the police. She don't care about you former athletes. You former athletes have to know, man. These women don't care about y'all niggas being Hall of Famers, obviously. They don't care about you Super Bowls. These young hoes don't care, bro. And it says, we deeply regret the personal disagreement escalated and appropriate involved authorities. Chandelier and Garnett wrote in a joint statement provided to TM Zizzle. It was never our intention to involve others in a moment that should have remained private. Unfortunately, you're with a strag, and she called the police on you. And you wonder why slavery lasted so long. These women love to call the officer, overseer on your ass. They love snitching and tattletelling on you niggas. You niggas. All right, they love it. All right, why did slavery last so long? Because the black women love to call the officers on you. Officer overseer. Shout out to Slim KG. All right. Officer, he doing this. Officer, he doing that. His black ass ain't doing this. His black ass ain't doing that. All right. That was all in the 1800s, 1762, 1637. Okay. And most officers and overseers descended from poor whites, and Irish. End up being, you go to Boston, Massachusetts, a lot of the officers and overseers originally Irish and Polish. Coinkydink? I think not. But this is his baby, her. There goes my baby. Ooh, 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 there she is. All right, she's an IG model. Exotical, melodical, long hair, don't care, and she thick. Oh my goodness, she thicker than a Snicker. All right, she definitely bottom heavy out here. She holding. Is that a BBL? All right, her name is Chandelier, Tierra Chandelier, and there she is. On IG, no sign of this ninja nowhere. They don't show Sugar Daddy who pays for the lifestyle. They definitely don't show the Sugar Daddy paying for the lifestyle. They only just show they out here. She out here on, damn, she out here going crazy.
I've flown myself to Paris. I've done Greece. I've island hopped. I've done all of that.
All right. They don't show who financing these girls. And this girl barely has 200,000 subscribers or followers on Instagram, but he's nowhere in the picture. There she is. Damn, she been around the world and They don't show the financier. All right. They just show the lifestyle. The niggas be like, man, damn, how she afford this, bruh? All right, Sugar Daddy paying. All right, the financier. All right, who taking the pictures, man? Who taking the pictures? She a baddie, too. Look, she everywhere, bruh. How's she getting out there? This is how she getting out there, bruh. The one and only oldest profession.
When I start selling pussy, I don't want to hear it. When I start selling pussy, I don't want to hear nobody say shit. When you see me on the corner, bitch, mind your business.
All right. And so what happens is, take a look at this right here. Apparently, she has a video of her right here. This is one of her recent videos from 2 weeks ago. This is a video from 2 weeks ago. This is what gives women a false sense of...
Has the modern dating landscape confused you? Have many of the standards that you heard, you're kind of tired of hearing about, and you're wondering, what does it all mean? Well, look no further. Join us talking about the monetized dating marketplace right now on Locals, and it is CoachGregAdams.locals.com. You can create a free account to join the conversation between the Coach Gang members, but also on Sunday, we do a live stream demonstrating all aspects of the monetized dating marketplace, and coming soon in 2025, you're going to have access to a sample of the monetized dating marketplace course where you can get information related to how to participate in the monetized dating marketplace and or how to understand it, so you're not out here spinning your wheels trying to figure out how you're going to best deal with the monetized dating marketplace. Listen, everything and every aspect of dating is monetized. We just want to relieve the frustration that you might have about it. So the best way to do it is make a free account right there on Locals, CoachGregAdams.locals.com. You can get access to those live streams, but create a free account. Just join the conversation. I am the only one covering this conversation from this point of view. And yes, I am ahead of my time. Get ahead of the information before you're priced out.
Reality, and they go, how these women afford this? Easy. Pussy selling. All right, here she is right here 2 weeks ago showing off all of the clothes she bought. How she get all these clothes? All right. Now we know the sponsor. It's Kevin Garnett. Shout out to Kevin Garnett. They share a home together. There she is in a nice home. The women be like, what am I doing wrong? You don't have a sponsor.
I looked at it as I have an ATM between my legs, and I'm just using it. All I got to do is put my card in, and that's it. And put the PIN number, and boom, money just comes right out.
Now, what I can also add to this situation is Kevin Garnett found out he wasn't the only one. He wasn't the only one. And that's why you had the crash out, okay? You know what he did? He checked her phone. He checked her phone, and there was videos of her. Yep. And that's how the argument started. He got the phone, and you know Kevin Garnett can't hold water. You know he has a bad temper. All right. And guess what? He said, damn, she in these streets. All right. There it is right there. All right. She has several sponsors. Yep. That's where the argument started. And if you guys know anything about domestic disputes, most of them start early in the morning. All right, 1, 2, 3 a.m. This is why I never get involved with getting to conversations with women. I'm only fucking them at late at night. I'm not trying to have a conversation or talk. All right, but now we know, right? And let me tell you, man, this woman don't have more than, let me see if I can pull her up. I'm not going to give you her name. Well, you can look her up herself. 285K subscribers or followers. She's not a million subscribers. She's has a good following, decent size. But it ain't like she got millions of followers. And guess what? Kevin Garnett clapping them cheeks. Right? That's how different. That's how I think it is where we talk about the monetized dating marketplace. Guys, you guys are being priced out fast. Right? Priced out fast. NBA player can get your girl. And this is to me, she's a good-looking girl. I wouldn't consider her regular. She's a good-looking girl, man. I'm going to tell you. She good-looking. She got great shape. She's pretty. She got good face. Right? Yeah, I like her. She got a natural body, good hair, exotico melodico, light skin, Coke bottle figure. All right, and guess what? You're priced out. Priced out. At the end of the day, nobody would have known that Kevin Garnett was the one clapping her cheeks. Was one of the ones. One of the ones. And this girl don't care about Kevin Garnett being the MVP or Hall of Famer. She got access to multiple guys. Multiple guys like Kevin Garnett. She got the young basketball players, the old ones, all of that. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, bro. Y'all getting priced out of the marketplace. I'll never pay. $700, what? Never me. And y'all will be with old soggy broads at dinner, and dudes will be with top-notch bitches. All right, who thinks you guys are rating her a 5? I wouldn't put a 5 on her. All right, she doesn't have a body shape her body shape is ideal for a lot of people. It definitely for Negroes. She has the shape for Negro and white guys that want to treat her like a bed wench. All right, she definitely has a body for that. And I can see she fluctuate her weight like crazy, bruh. Her weight is like crazy fluctuating. Or maybe it's the pants. Like, look how small she looks here. And then the next week, maybe that's Photoshop. Maybe that's Photoshop. But her weight fluctuates incredibly. All right, but anyway. We got the last one on Crime and Law CGA right here. A Florida man arrested for having 3 wives in 3 different counties. Oh, my goodness. And, of course, it's a man with black man with green eyes. All right, genetics. Let's hear the story here.
For marrying 3 Florida women in 3 different counties at the same time. Tonight, those women are speaking out, saying the system that handles marriage licenses kept them in the dark.
There are no safeguards.
Oh.
And that, I feel like that's part of where the system failed.
He took each one of us to a county over to get married in.
If the counties did talk, that would have
where
saved
are the white
me
women at?
a lot of heartache,
All right, that's an old white woman for sure.
lot of money, a lot of stress.
I-Team investigator Adam Walser breaks down how this could happen at a time when online records can be viewed with a few clicks of a mouse.
A wedding usually signifies a lifetime commitment between 2 people embarking on life's journey. But these 3 Florida women learned they were on the same journey with Henry Betsy Jr. at the same time. This is Henry's mugshot, which is the most recent and clear
Facing charges for
picture we have of him. Michelle married Henry in Hernando County in November 2022.
Niggas always gotta show they teeth.
Yeah, man. Damn, he greedy as hell, bruh.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
All right. They act like they didn't know. You knew your position, ma'am. Don't play the victim now.
I met him on Match.com.
Internet.
We met in early November.
How soon did you marry Henry?
It was very short. It was very soon. It was
too quick.
Within about 3 weeks span.
3 fucking weeks. Ma'am, you married him in 3 weeks of knowing him. Again, as I said, life is about choices. Life is about choices. You made a bad decision. Crystal meth, you got desperate. You were at the end of your dating and you thought you found a good nigga and
that's you.
You scooped him up because you're an old, desperate woman. All right, but and not only are you an old desperate woman, you're also a.
Hey, what you like, bro? What's your type? You like black, white?
I like white girls more better.
Okay.
Especially the thick time.
That's what I'm talking
Word.
about. Snow bunny.
In other words, pog.
Pod. That's what I like. Yeah. Hey, say that bit again. Say it one more time, but say it slow.
Pog. P-A-W-G. Fat ass white girls.
That's what I'm talking about.
What you like, bro?
Yeah.
I like fat ass white girls, the thick time.
Ooh,
the curvy types.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite.
Okay.
Yo, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. You fall, fat ass white girl.
Fat ass white girl.
Shit, I got it, but I know
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And he hit that bottom. He busted up and cream pied her, and she was like, "Marry me."
Henry was still married to Brandy, who married him in Manatee County that February. Brandy asked us not to show her face to protect her job.
I met him on a dating app. The first time I'd ever got on a dating app. He said all the right things.
Lies.
When Brandy married Henry, he was still married to Tanya,
Mouthpiece ninjas,
who obtained a marriage license in Gadsden County in November 2020. Tanya asked us to blur her face because she's a domestic violence survivor.
Meeting him on a dating site and the way he portrayed himself, he sold the perfect person when in reality he was none of those things.
Selling them a dream.
I am so happy and grateful that the Lord has blessed me to play in some snow.
I'm Mr. Betsy. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to affirm any testimony you are giving the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but
Your picture.
truth. Yes, sir.
Michelle gave us cell phone videos of court hearings. Henry Betsy Jr. was arrested for felony bigamy last year after Tanya figured out she wasn't his only wife.
I just started county by county putting his name in, and that's when I came up with the marriage to Michelle and the marriage to Brandy.
She found me and she messaged me, and I had no idea that she was actually still married to him.
She lying.
I'm just looking because it's so bizarre. We never get discharged.
The wives say marrying Henry was easy.
You go to the records division,
and they dragged his ass down there.
Apply for a marriage license. They take your information. They take a copy of your photo ID. Then we got married right there at the courthouse. No questions asked. There was nothing that was flagged in the system for him having already two prior open marriage license.
I did the paperwork and got married all within 15 minutes.
In Pinellas County, 2,000 people get married at courthouses each year. There is a 72-hour waiting period for Florida residents, but that can be waived by a judge, and there is no required wait for people from other states. Pinellas County Clerk Kim Burke says Florida makes it easy to get married because the state is a big wedding destination.
Does it surprise you that someone was able to be married to 3 different people in 3 different Florida counties at the same time?
Well, it does surprise me, but unfortunately, there's not really safeguards to find that out.
Burke says marriage applications are based on the honor system.
They swear that the information on the application is correct. And one of the things they have to show is that if they were married previously, how did the marriage end? Either was death, divorce, or annulment.
But licenses and marriage certificates aren't compared to documents in other counties when they're sent to the state.
Now, somebody said, now go try to get a divorce. And that's what we always tell you. Marriage is easy to get in, hard to get out. All right, it's blood in, it's blood. It's easy. They'll let you get in one. Go ahead and marry. Now go get a divorce. They're going to drag, you're going to have to go tooth and fucking hell. Right? Spending thousands of dollars for no reason.
Because if there were safeguards in place and there was cross-referencing on different counties here in the state of Florida, none of this would have ever happened.
Why do you, ma'am, you married him in 3 weeks. You didn't do no background check, nothing. Because you were desperate old broad, skeezer.
Site while he was still legally married to them.
Looking for a beautiful woman that understands the ups and downs of life, is trustworthy, and no games.
His wives say they later came to believe their marriages had more to do with money than love.
The day we got married, he was like, well, we need to make your bank account a joint bank account.
We were either divorced or about to be divorced, maybe coming into something.
Child support, alimony, anything that comes with, the extra perks of marrying a newly single divorced woman.
Okay, so listen, they get married for money all the time. The minute you do it, it's a crime. All right, they want to take your ass to jail, but women get married for money all the time. All right, and usury all the time. So I don't know why they're complaining.
So he hit the jackpot here.
He did, 100%.
Jackpot. All right, and she's the one that divorce raped somebody else and jumped into a wedding in 3 months. 3 weeks.
Henry's financial situation appears to have taken a turn for the worst.
You have any source of income presently?
No, at the moment, sir.
Ninja don't have no job but marrying 3 fat white women and old ones. Ninja's on the catfish of the dating marketplace. No job, but his job is marrying fat white women and getting free punani. All right, come on, bro. And there's a fat white woman in the courtroom right there. All right, that might be one of his wives.
Do you have any money in the bank?
No, sir.
Michelle and Tanya say they escaped their marriage and obtained domestic violence orders after Henry became abusive. Brandy says she kicked Henry out of her house after just 5 days of marriage. Henry finally filed for divorce from Tanya following his site while
this story
arrest and is now seeking annulment for his marriages to Michelle and Brandy.
Do you think there's any need to do anything else to prevent this type of thing?
I just think it's too hard. I mean, as much as we have records and so forth, you know, people are very transient. You can get divorced in another state.
Okay. All right, there you go right there. Apparently, that was the story about this ninja out here going crazy. So check it out. They're going to make a movie off of him for sure when it comes up. All right, let me do it. That's Crime and Law CGA. Get to the support, and then what we'll do is we'll get to an update on the story. Check me out on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel for the best morning live stream every weekday. And, of course, we're back for the evening live streams as well. Check out the times in the featured channels on this channel right here, and also the links are in the description box. I will see you there.
New world order.